Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? Welcome to today's program. Um, as you guys already know, we're gonna be talking about the black state of things in Port Harcourt. Not just the black rain, not just the black suit, but the total state of things. You understand, in Port Harcourt. If you already saw the advert for this show, you'll notice I talked about the first time I was in Port Harcourt. That was 2009. That was in my undergraduate days in the university. I traveled with a friend of mine, Stanley Apoke, and the mom and the auntie, and we went to Port Harcourt. And in that place, hold on one second, please. Hold on one second. Um, Okay, guys. So, like I was saying, the total state of things in Port Harcourt is just crazy. And I was in Port Harcourt in 2009, and Port Harcourt, the Pitaqua City, that's what they used to call Port Harcourt. Very beautiful place, man. We were at the GRA, and there was so much, because it was already in a delta region. You planting crops grew so easily, so you can imagine all kinds of flowers were there in Port Harcourt. Everybody was competing with each other at how beautiful they could make their environment. It was really a very beautiful thing, and that's why they called it the Garden City, because everywhere you turn there was a garden. There were people on the street selling plants. It was just a beautiful place, and Port Harcourt had this nightlife. They knew how to enjoy themselves. Honestly, in the night there were so many places to go to in Port Harcourt, and people were generally relaxed. It was a good place. Port Harcourt was the place to be. They didn't have very big houses and all of that, like those are like some other big cities, but it was a beautiful place to be. It wasn't an expensive town, honestly. And somebody says, Chidi, what is Soot, please? Okay, Soot is like charcoal. It's like charcoal. That's what it is. Soot is charcoal. When you cook, when you finish cooking, that's like ash. Okay, it's like ash. But instead of being white, ash, like if you go and get charcoal now and you grind that charcoal, the dust that you're going to get, the powder that you're going to get, that is soot. Okay, soot is like, remember those days. A lot of you now, you didn't. You're the modern generation, but those of us that went to school when we're in the boarding houses, we were using lantern. If you use lantern before, you'll understand that lantern is a lantern is it develops soot inside when the kerosene is okay. Someone says we call it UPA. Honestly speaking, there's something that I even want you guys to do. I'm gonna need a lot of people who can come live. If you know you can come live and talk about this thing, it's a big topic. It's not something I want to keep to myself or a few people. So if you know you have a first hand, yeah, chimney, good, 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 beautiful. That's the best description. chimney kind of. Yeah, you're right, FH. And if today is your first time on our channel, please make sure that you subscribe so you get notification, and give us a thumbs up and like us on Facebook. But I just put the link there. I put a link there that people can click on and join me in the studio. You can join me in the studio and we'll talk about it on camera. So this Port Harcourt city that was so beautiful and easygoing and lovely, I came back to Port Harcourt in 2009, after being there in 1989. That's about 20 years later, I think. Is my mathematics right? I hope so. I came back 2009, and I was shocked. I was really, really shocked. First of all, the house where we lived in, the quarters we lived in, I worked with Brunel Engineering Limited that time in Port Harcourt. We were living at the house opposite the in GRA. That house opposite Hotel Presidential. That's where our quarters was. The air that was coming in through the window was horrible. And guess what? My wife was pregnant. So you can imagine a pregnant woman doesn't want to deal with any smell. And in the night, even though we had the AC on, it would still filter through the AC. It was like we were living inside a kitchen that they were using stove, and the windows were closed. That's how it smelled. And we always worried about it. And I knew that was not safe. Also, when we went to a site where we were doing the project, there's this old well that was in one of the sites, and this old well was located in something like a swampy area, and for some reason this well was leaking. It was leaking out oil, and so you would see the whole area around that well just covered in black, in a black substance, and the crops around there will not even grow. Well, that was 2009. That was 2009, right? Okay. Now, by this year, you see now that in Port Harcourt, they have everywhere covered in that soot. It is very, very, very sad. Imagine that you wake up and the rain has just fallen, and you go to wipe your car, and what you see is just, that's when you touch it, what you see is black smoke. I mean, you see that when you look at the cloth you used to wipe your car, it will become black. There's a video that I'm gonna play for you guys. Now, this video, we're gonna use it to talk, because a lot of people don't even have an idea of what I'm talking about. But this video will help you. It will help you understand exactly what I'm talking about. So let me play that video for you, and we'll come back and we'll talk more about this problem. This problem is really, so it has a lot of health implications. People don't know about it, but today we're going to talk about all of those things. Okay, so let me go and play this video for you first of all, and then we'll come back and talk. Now, make sure that you invite your friends, invite everybody as we prepare to talk about this issue. Let's watch this video together.
Here's a simple and powerful way to kickstart your business.
Young man here, look at the small boy here. Look at him. Look at him. Everybody, nobody can stay in their house. The whole environment here is polluted with bad smoke. Nobody. It is really bad. It is bad. It is bad. I think the Nigerian state has to help us. Buhari, wherever you are, please come to our aid. Come to our aid. I'm not sure you know about what is happening here. I know your boys are doing this to impress you. Please come to our aid. Come and assist us. Please.
So, guys, that's the situation in Port Harcourt. It's very, very, very sad. It's very, very sad because it is not getting the kind of attention that you would wish that it got. And why is this so? It is basically because of the players, all the different components of this situation. Let me apologize that my guest is not able to join us today. So many things, but bottom line is that she's not able to join us in the discussion today. And I've come to discover too by myself from when I posted an ad about this broadcast till now. A lot of things. I've discovered so many things than I knew before. So I'm going to talk about this in a different way much down the road. I think this problem is deeper than people are giving it the attention that it requires. There's a lot of big league players in this thing, as I come to find out. But you see, what is disheartening is that because of this pollution that is there, there is a lot, tons of negative effect it has on the people's health to start with, because that's the number one thing. It is the people's health that is paramount. And what this pollution has resulted in is that if you go to the University Teaching Hospital and every other hospital around and healthcare facility, there is existing data to show that there are more cases of people with cancer than there was previously. People have lung cancer right now in Port Harcourt, and they are dying. They are dying. People are dying, and they don't even know that this is what is causing the problem, because you're breathing this right into your lungs and it is not being filtered. So people are dying in Port Harcourt, and you would have thought that this story will be all over the place, but it is not. That is very, very pathetic. Also, um, why the problem is has been exacerbated is because of the economic and political components of what we are talking about. Economic and political too, because politically we know the situation that you have in the country Nigeria, how the people who are supposed to be the owners of the oil are cheated out of the ownership of the oil. So you have a situation where when it comes to oil, everybody claims, oh, it belongs to all of us in Nigeria. But when it comes to the effects of drilling that oil in the way, or when it comes to benefiting from that oil, only a certain people who the oil does not even exist in their area benefit from the oil more than the place that the oil is coming out of. So why you will find squalors, people living in squalors, why you would find primary schools in these areas where children still sit on mud floor to attend classes. You have children of people who have entitlement to these wells who do not even come from that area. Their children are posting videos of them flying private jets up and down, driving motorbikes, driving expensive cars. So this inequality, marginalization, and all of that forces the individuals living in these areas to they resort to self-help, and they begin to refine the crude oil that is gotten out of their area, and you cannot blame them. They resort to refining this crude oil by themselves and selling. And this process that they use in trying to refine the oil locally causes a large emission of this black soot into the air. And so, while you would want to blame those who are involved in illegal oil refineries, you would also not fail to look at the situations that push them into doing what they are doing. Because if they were properly provided for, like the people who own the oil, there would have been no need for them to be doing what they're doing. And now you look at even some of the oil companies that are supposed to be doing the things the right way, refining the right way. A lot of them do not have their facilities meeting international standards that will prevent these things that we're seeing from happening. And you know very well that a lot of our oil is still being flared into the atmosphere, and the government is not doing anything about it. So you see, there's a lot of people that are responsible for what is happening, both the locals, both the government, both the big companies. And guess what? At the end of the day, the people who suffer are the ordinary inhabitants of that place who do not, what can they do? Their water is polluted, their air is polluted, everything around them is polluted. And like I said, they are dying. And one of the greatest effects that people are not even seeing right now is that this results in infertility. So down the road, you're going to see that children who are giving birth to, they'll begin to exhibit some abnormalities. That is a time bomb ticking, waiting to explode. Do you understand? And that's why it is important that we begin to have this discussion. I know very well that there are powerful people who will do anything to make sure that all these kind of discussions don't happen. But we cannot give up, because we care about the lives of the people in that place. Let me also tell you one thing that is one of the immediate causes of what is going on. The government has moved in to try to stop those who are involved in illegal bunkering and distillation of the crude oil that really causes this big smoke into the air. You know what happens is, you guys know the basic principle about how rain falls. You know, um, water water moisture goes up into the sky. The sun takes moisture into the sky. As it is going, as it rises, it begins to cool, and then when it cools at a certain atmospheric level, it becomes heavy enough to fall down as rain. Well, what happens is, as this rain is falling, as this rain is forming, as it's getting heavier, this soot is also in the air. Do you understand? So when this soot gets into the air, this water kind of forms with it. So the soot pollutes the air, because that, remember, the water forms out of air. So it kind of forms tiny droplets that have those soots in them, because they are all rising at the same time. And then when it is heavy enough to fall, it will now fall, as this is the acid rain that you hear them talk about. Now, what the government has done is that the government has gone into these areas and they are seizing some of the products that these people have illegally obtained. And what does the government do? The government burns these products again. Like you saw in some of the videos where they were just burning stuff. Those, that is the government that seized it, and the government is burning it. And when they burn it, guess what they do? They increase the danger that is already existing, because they put back more soot into the air, and it falls down again as rain, polluting everything. Of course, you can imagine this same polluted water makes its way into the stream, kills. These people don't fish anymore. There's no longer fish in the water now. You know, the fishes were dead a long time ago. And these are people who live in areas where their main source of income is fishing. But now all the fish is dead. So what do you want the people to do? So you see why they naturally go to start doing these things that they do. All right. Like I said, I was supposed to have a guest who is an expert in this thing. More than I am just this. I wasn't going to be the one analyzing it. I wasn't going to be the one preferring the solutions, but it was going to be my guest, and unavoidably, my guest is absent. But one thing I want you guys to do is to please help us spread this news. It is very dangerous what's going on in Port Harcourt. We need to stop the soot in Port Harcourt. People are going to keep dying unless something is done. And there's a greater danger that lies ahead if nothing is done. Do you understand? Mind you, this thing may just be happening in Port Harcourt, but you know how the wind moves. The cloud may gather in Port Harcourt, but the wind will move it way beyond Port Harcourt, and it will continue to cause damage. We're going to see some species of animal and plant life wiped away as a result of this thing. Okay, so pollution is happening in the air, it's happening on the land, it's happening everywhere. But the biggest one that we're seeing right now, the one that's really going viral, is this air pollution that is resulting in this black soot. All right. So please, that's really what I wanted to bring to your attention today. Like I said, we're going to be able to talk more about it. And when next I'm going to be talking about it, oh no, no, it's not going to be like this, because I've come to learn so many things from the last time I put. All I just wanted to do was bring it to the limelight. But now I've begun to see that there are so many interests, and there's so many parts that are at play in what is going on in Port Harcourt right now, and we need to address it. We cannot just keep quiet and let things just happen. People are dying. I'm telling you. You go to the hospitals, you will see that people are dying. Lung cancer. People are just dropping dead. Check around, ask around in rivers there in Port Harcourt. Anyway, Nigeria is in a state where when people die right now, it's not a big deal. Isn't that unfortunate? When people die, it's no longer an issue. One of my friends was telling me, actually, when somebody dies now, just carry the person and bury the person quietly, because it's not a big deal. People die every day. Young people, mortality rate is so high in Nigeria right now. The average age that people are dying right now is 45. 45 has dropped to 45. Just telling somebody just collapsed in their office. Somebody just died in their sleep. So why? Young people, we need to do something about our health. That's why this is very, very important to me. If we don't do something, this will continue more and more. Okay? It's really going to be a short one. I would have canceled this, but I really wanted. I know I had promised you guys I was going to talk about it, and that's why I had to come and talk about it. So please, let's create as much awareness about this as possible, because those in those areas, they owe us. They owe us. I mean, we owe them a responsibility to talk about this thing. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Remember that tomorrow we have a show that is coming to you guys. Tomorrow's on, I can assure you, my guests will be there, and it's going to be a bombshell. We're going to be talking about we have a guest. Sorry, we have a guest. Her name is Coco Mama. It's by popular demand. A lot of you guys came to us and you were like, "Hey Chidi, why are you no longer talking about this? You took money, blah blah blah." So many things that people were saying. We I don't know. We ignored it for a long time, but we're beginning to see now that it's important that you get into some things, at least get to know the truth and clear the air. So here is the poster for what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. We have Coco Mama here, and she's going to tell us everything about her marriage. We're not interested in so many things that was going on out there, but when we saw that this thing was affecting her marriage, we really felt touched, and we reached out to Coco Mama and we said, you know what, can you come on our platform and talk? There's so much that is, and once we posted that flyer too, oh my goodness, we started hearing and seeing tons and tons of things. So we think that what we're doing is the right thing. Let's bring Coco Mama to our studio and let her talk to us. Let her answer a lot of questions that you people keep asking to me, and you don't believe that I don't know. But even if I know, it is best when you hear it from the horse's mouth. So check us out tomorrow. It's going to be 1 p.m. Toronto time, 7 p.m. Nigerian time, and then let me put the let me put it again. So it's 7 p.m. Nigerian time, 1 p.m. Toronto time. But please make sure you don't miss it. Come with your questions. In fact, you can go to the site right now and type a question in the comment box, and we will answer that question later. You know, a lot of people are going to be calling, a lot of people are going to be asking questions, but please, let's make sure that we come there and we drop our questions so that we'll get to answer it. Okay. Let me look in the comment section. I still have a few minutes. If you want to come live, you can click on the link I just posted right now, and I'll bring you on to talk about it. FH says that the Western world is capitalizing on the foolishness of our so-called leaders to sacrifice the life and future of African helpless children for their dubious interests on oil. I agree with you. This oil thing is not something that you can wish away. You can imagine that some of the reasons why some people don't want to discuss this Harcourt Soot issue is because it's linked to oil. That is just the main thing. By the time you start talking about it, you're going to talk about why is this happening? What are the political undertones? And then you're going to say some things that you're not supposed to say. And you're going to step on some people's toes. Because of that, they will rather do everything to shut it down. That's why you're not hearing about it in the news. That's really why you're not hearing it. It's in the news. People are pushing it. Independent media is pushing it. Bloggers are talking about it. But that's not enough. It's not enough because the people you're up against, they have money. They are rich. And they can mount a counter campaign against what you're saying and make you look like they are the victim and you are the one attacking them. But we can't give up. We have to keep talking because we owe it as a responsibility to our people. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's why I expect you to share this video and then let as many people as possible spread the news about what is happening in Port Harcourt. All right. I'm going to end this program by I'm going to go back and play that video again. You know, the video that we played that showed what was happening in Port Harcourt. I'm going to go back and play that video, and after that video I'm going to end this show. Okay. And like I promised you, I'm going to come back with this show another time. I'm going to have my panel of discussants, not just one person, so that they can do justice to this. I am more persuaded to even talk about this now than I was before because of what I've seen. So let me play the video and then we'll end on this note. On behalf of Dr. Erica, on behalf of all of us at Worship Media Studios in Toronto, my name is Dr. Chidi. Please watch the video and take care of yourselves.
When I was a student, I'd write long essays that I'd work on for days. But now I'm writing short emails and messages all day, every day. Grammarly has been a